Dear students, good afternoon. I am Sivakumar from S.T.D Metric Higher Secondary School, Uttangarai. I am Zoology faculty. I am going to explain now for you 11th standard textbook Zoology Circulation Humans. The subtopic name composition of lymph and functions. In my previous class I clearly explained composition of blood groups, everything already explained for you. Today we are going to explain composition of lymph and their functions. The human body is made up of many organ system, different types of cells, different size of tissues are there. All the tissues constructed one system. For example, digestive system, respiratory system, skeletal system, neural system, reproductive system, sensory organ system. That likes many organ systems are there. That in most important immune system. The immune system, it is a main function. It is provide the protection to your body from the external environment or invading microbes may affect our body. From the effect, human body is protected by immune system. The immune system major functions maintained by this composition of lymph and their functions. The lymphoid system, otherwise called immune system. So, in our bodies, normal organs, for example, liver, there is a exocrine gland. Pancreas, there is a dual roles, exocrine and endocrine glands. Thymus, it's a part of endocrine gland system, partially act as an immune system. That likes our body normal organ systems are partially act as other functions and partially act as a immune system functions. What are the organs are maintain that immune system functions? That is called lymphoidal system. That lymphoidal system main role, specifically listen, 90% of fluids leak from the capillaries to tissues. Remaining 10% of fluids are collected by lymphatic duct from the tissue. For example, the 100 ml of fluids may transfer to blood vessels to tissues. It will pass. Among the 100%, 90% of fluids collected by blood vessels. See, arteries are supplying the blood, veins are collecting the blood. That 90% fluids collected by the blood vessels. Remaining 10% of fluids. Collected by from the tissues, collected by lymphoidal vessels. I mean lymphatic vessels. The lymphatic vessel, it is a complex network structure. Lymphatic vessels are complex network structure. Why that lymphatic vessels are called a complex network structure? Which means the lymphoid system including lymphoid glands. I told you thymus, bone marrow, pancreas, tonsil, and many organs are act as a lymphoid system or lymphoid organs. That lymphoid organs, one organs to another organs, one tissue to another tissues, materials are being exchanged. The material exchange through the lymphoid duct. So, lymphoidal tissue, the lymphoid tissue construct lymphoid organs. Lymphoid organs are secrete the fluids. Lymphatic fluids are colorless watery fluids, yellowic fluids, RBC absent. Remaining all the particles are present, WBC. WBC are 5 types, monocyte, lymphocyte, basophil, neutrophil, eosinophils. 5 different types of cells are there. All the cells are present. Proteins also present, carbohydrates present. Some other body tissues are secrete some chemical substance. That chemical substance also present. This component, network complex structure, which is the lymphoid system, it is network complex structure. Networks complex structure is a system. So from the one organs to another organs, the fluids, the 10% of fluids, lymphoidal fluids are exchanged through the lymphoid duct. That lymphoid duct, which means just that is a tissue, it is another tissue. Between the one tissue to another tissues, the materials are exchanged by the duct, I mean lymphoid duct. So the lymphoid duct it is collecting the fluids from the one organs to another organs. Materials are exchanged. That is the functions. The lymphoid duct very thin structure. Lymphoid organs are and tissues are very thin structure. It secrete the fluids. It is transferred from one organs to another organs. Transferred to the lymphatic duct. That lymphatic duct, that is a thin wall duct. Between the lymphatic duct, that is one organ number 1, organ number 2. Between the two organs, lymph nodes are present. Lymph nodes are present. That lymph node, it is filter the materials. Between the one organs to other organs, lymphatic fluids are transported by the lymphatic duct. Between the lymphatic duct, presence of lymph node. That lymph node, it's a filtering membrane. It's a node-like structure. It's a node-like structure. That lymph node main function, receive the material from the one organs to duct. The duct may pass to lymph node. Lymph node filter the materials. Inside the lymph node, collecting the fluids, make an immunity process. What happens? Throughout the blood, invading the microbes. Already lymph node fluids are present. Lymph node inside present the monocyte, lymphocyte, neutrophil, that like many different types of WB cells are there. Inside the process, maintain killing the microbes. So that process regulated by which is lymph node. After that, the fluid may pass from the duct to another tissues. So this process maintained by which is lymph node. That is filter bodies, which is the lymph node act as a filter bodies, receive the fluid from the one organ to duct, the duct collecting, giving the fluids to lymph node gather, maintain immunity process, finally sent to another organs. That is the filtering bodies. Next one, the lymph nodes and the lymphoid ducts are smooth and parallel to blood vessels. In our bodies, many organ systems are there. That in skin, the skin is a sensory organs, respiratory tract and digestive tracts. That back tract inside presence of blood vessels. That blood vessels nearest part present another duct is, that is called lymphatic duct. Lymphatic duct, that is the blood vessel. That is the blood vessels. And blood vessel nearest part present another tube-like structure, that is called lymphatic duct or vessel. Lymphatic duct or vessel. That blood vessel and the lymphatic both are very closely located near the skin, respiratory tract and digestive tract. So it is equal to or parallel to blood vessels. Both are same. Blood vessels carrying red color fluids and lymphatic duct are carrying yellowish fluids. That is the difference. So smooth muscles, it's a parallel equal to blood vessel, which is lymphatic duct. Second one, it is present in the skin and the respiratory digestive tract very closely. That is structure which is lymph node and the lymphatic duct. Second one, how to receive the fluids? The lymphatic fluids, it is passed to lymph node throughout the lymphatic duct. Lymphatic fluids produced by lymphoid organs. The lymphoid organ producing lymphoid fluids may pass to lymph duct. Lymph duct carry and pass to lymph node. Lymph node, it's a filter the materials. Filtered after, it is passed to which is collecting duct. A large collecting duct receive the material fluids from the lymph node. Collected after, it is passed to large vein. In our body inside, presence of vein blood vessels, it is receive the materials from the collecting duct, large collecting duct. It is passed to collarbones. The collarbone is present which is in bone marrow. So the material may pass to large vein to collarbone. The collarbone may pass which is subclavian bones. Collarbone may pass to subclavian bones. Finally, the material completely filtered after, it is passed to bloodstream. Bloodstream, which means composition of blood. Because of composition of blood, present in the blood vessel inside. That the composition, which means it's a two parters. One is the element, second one is the blood plasma. Both are commonly we are called blood stream. So this is the process which is lymphoidal particles, which means lymphoid duct, lymph node, lymphoid organs are gradually transport the material from one part to another part of the bodies. It is act as a transport vehicles, maintain the immunity process functions. Next one, main role which is lymphoid organs. It is prevent invading the microbes. Successfully invading the microbes. What are the invading microbes? From the external environment to inside the body enter the microbes throughout the respiratory tract, throughout the digestive tract, throughout the body holes, ear, eyes, in many ways. From the external environment, microbes may enter. The entered particles may penetrate in the body tissues, nerve tissue, bone tissue, muscular tissue, many tissues inside may enter. All the tissues depth inside presence of blood vessels and a lymphoid duct. That lymphoid duct and blood vessels receive the invading microbes. Both are inside the fluids. Both are meet, which is microbes and blood vessels, lymphoid fluids inside presence of immunity power or immune responsibility cells. Macrophage, monocyte. Macrophage means monocyte. Small size of monocyte and neutrophils are simply we are called WBC, white blood cells. Microbes swallowed monocyte and neutrophils are called macrophages. That macrophage and lymphocytes are meet the microbes, they will kill. So that event regulated by which is lymphoid system. So preventing invading microbes in successful process maintained by which is lymphoid system. See, this is lymphoidal tissue, lymphoid duct, surface of lymphoid duct, presence of tissue cells. From the tissue cells secrete the fluids. That the fluids may enter through the channels, enter the lymphoid vessels. Lymphoid vessels communicate with the another tissues. Next one is lymphoid fluids found in the macrophages, monocyte and lymphocytes. The lymphoid cells are another major functions. It is observed the lymphatic fluids and fat molecules are collect from the villi, which is the villi or body digestive tract. Initial part mouth, esophagus, stomach, behind the stomach presence of small intestine, large intestine. Between the small intestines, a fine network capillary and some other lacteal duct are present. The lacteal duct and the fine network capillaries are. It is observed the fat molecules from the villi. So villi means between the small intestine, 5 to 7 meters small intestine between, presence of lacteal duct. That lacteal duct from the digestive tract small intestine observe the fat molecules. So which are tubes are observe the fat molecules from the small intestine, that is called a lacteal duct. This event observing process. So what are the duct observing the materials, that is called a lymphoidal duct from the villi. Blood vessel and types of blood vessel and functions. Blood vessel is a part of circulatory system. Blood vessel is a part of circulatory system. It is act as a transport vehicle, which is the blood vessels. The blood vessels, it is carry the blood from the one part of body to another part of bodies. From the one part of body to another part of bodies. The materials, which means body fluids, blood is exchanged by the blood vessels. That blood vessels are three types. One is the arteries, vein, third one is capillaries. That is three types of blood vessels. One is the artery, vein and the capillaries. The artery, vein and the capillaries is a major blood vessels present in our bodies. The blood vessel, it's a hollow structure. Three blood vessels are hollow structure, which means that is empty. That is hollow structure. The blood vessels, it is a complex wall surrounding the lumens. Blood vessels are complex structure. Blood vessels are complex structure. It is lumen, surrounded by the lumens. That blood vessel, human, which means it is made up of 3 layers. All the blood vessels, artery, vein, capillary, all the blood vessels are 3 types of 3 layers. Listen, see, this is the common structure of blood vessel. First one, outermost layer. This structure name tunica externa. The outermost layer of blood vessels. This structure name tunica externa. That is the outermost layer. Tunica externa. The middlemost layer, the name is tunica media. The middlemost layer, tunica media. Innermost layer, the innermost layer name is tunica intima. Tunica intima. The tunica intima, otherwise called tunica interna. It is otherwise called tunica interna. The innermost blood vessels protected by endothelium. Blood vessel innermost layer protected by endothelium. Is elastic types of tissues, that is called endotheliums. Tunica interna and tunica externa, tunica media, the 3 layers commonly we are called layer of blood vessels. Layer of blood vessels. Tunica interna, tunica externa, tunica media, both are supposed to transport the blood one part of the body to another part of bodies. One part of the body to another part of bodies. Blood vessels are going to transport. It is elastic form. It is an elastic form. When pores will be more, it is going to relax. I mean, contract into relaxing positions, transport the material from the one part of the body to another part of bodies. Some of the functions that it is doing, it is elastic forms. Inner wall is protected by endothelium. 3 layers are made up of smooth muscles, which is smooth muscles. That is structure which is common structure of 3 blood vessels. Artery blood vessel. The artery blood vessels, blood is carried away from the blood from the heart. Artery blood vessels arching from the main arteries from the heart structure. In our heart structure, it is made up of 4 chambers: right atrium, left atrium, right ventricles and left ventricles. From the left ventricles develop or origin one major blood vessel. The major blood vessel named aorta. That is the largest artery in our bodies. From the aorta, outside the heart, developed the first blood vessel, that is called artery. That artery, it is carrying the blood away from the heart. Next one, it is lies deep location or inside the body structure. In our body inside, presence of many tissues and organs. That organs and the tissue insides, very deep point of body structure locate that artery blood vessels. Artery blood vessels, that is a thick, non-collapsible structure, very strong, which is artery blood vessel. The artery blood vessel, thick and non-collapsible structure of blood, very strong blood vessels withstand high pressure. Because whenever we are alive, we always pressure is come out from the heart structure. All the pressure received by the artery blood vessel. So that is a high pressure withstand, which is artery blood vessels. Valves are absent. It is narrow and luminous, which is the artery blood vessels. Second one, all arteries are carrying O2 blood except pulmonary artery. Except pulmonary artery, remaining all the blood vessels carry O2 blood, not CO2 blood. The left atrium and left ventricles receive the O2 blood from the lungs. Left side of the heart chambers, it is contain O2 blood. That O2 blood, entire blood may pass to artery blood vessels. Except pulmonary arteries, remaining all the artery blood vessels inside our bodies, it is carrying O2 blood. That is a role of artery blood vessels. Second one, largest, I already told you, largest artery is the aorta, that is 2.5 centimeter in diameter. That is a structure of blood vessels in diameter positions, 2.5 diameters. The thickness, 2 millimeter thickness, which is aorta. I told you aorta is the largest blood vessel in our bodies. Next one, the tissues of arteries, okay, make a branch. The branch into which is arterioles. I will explain, listen. That is a heart structure. Inside the heart renamed aorta. When the aorta come out from the heart, that name arteries, which is arteries. The artery again furtherly we are going divides, that is called arterioles. That is arterioles. The arteriole again they are going further divide, that is called capillaries. So capillaries is a network structure. In the fourth chapter I will explain. See, that is the function which is arteriole. Second one, arterioles. The arteriole presence of blood pressure 85 mmHg, because the arteriole is a branch of arteries. Arteriole is a branch of artery. So inside the presence of blood from the arterioles, the pressure range 85 mmHg from the kilopascal. The kilopascal 11.3. What is the meaning kilopascal? It is SI unit. I mean system of international unit. The blood pressure in biology we are mentioned, which is medical terms 85 mmHg. The 85 mmHg it is converted into kilopascal 11.3 kP, which means kilopascal. I mean the pressure range we are measured the system of international unit kP. Sorry, kPa, kilopascal. That is the meaning. Okay, the blood leaves from the tissues. It is a part of the blood vessels. I mean arterioles. The capillary drop out the blood vessels. The volume pressure range 35 mmHg. What is the pressure range? 35 mmHg. Arterioles. It is a small, narrow, thin wall of the blood vessels. Arteriole is the small, narrow, thin wall of blood vessels. It is connect to capillaries. Connect to capillaries. I clearly explain. That is the heart structure. Inside the heart, presence of major blood vessels, aorta. When the aorta come out from the heart structure, that name arteries. The artery again furtherly they are going divided. That is called arterioles. Arterioles furtherly they are going divided. That is called the capillaries. So here, blood vessels connect with the capillaries. Which blood vessel? The arteriole. It is the very smallest blood vessel. It is a branch of arteries. Furtherly they are going divided. That is called arterioles. Arterioles again furtherly they are going divided. That is called the capillaries. Between the arteriole, presence of sphincter muscle. Between the arterioles, presence of sphincter muscles. The sphincter muscles, it's a main role. Create the junctions. One blood vessels to another blood vessels. One blood vessels to another blood vessels. Make a junction. That junction, it is connecting or collecting the fluids different for the body regions. This process is regulated by which is arterioles. Arterioles, between presence of sphincter muscle, it is create the pressure. I mean contraction, relaxation of the blood vessels. Contraction and relaxation of blood vessels. It is maintained which is the anastomosis. I mean junctions are formed. The junctions are regulate contraction and relaxation of the blood vessels. When the blood vessel they are going to contract, that is called vasoconstrictions. Vasoconstrictions. When the blood vessels they are going to relax, that is called vasodilations. So vasocontraction and vasodilation is regulated by between the arterioles, presence of sphincter muscles. The sphincter muscle make anastomosis, I mean junction. Between the junctions create the pressure. After that blood vessels they are going to contract and relax. So pressure may increase or decrease. This event regulated by which is arteriole. And next topic we are going to talk about which is capillaries. What is the name? Capillaries. I told you capillary it's a fine network blood vessels. Capillaries are fine network of capillaries. It's a branch of blood vessel. Which is the branch of? One is the artery, second one is the vein. The artery and the vein blood vessel both are origin from the heart structure. Three blood vessels, artery, vein and the capillary. Three blood vessels are there. Among the three blood vessels, artery and the vein both are developed from the heart structure. Veins are developed from heart chamber. Arteries are developed also heart chamber. Both blood vessels furtherly enter the human body tissue and organs inside. It is divided into smallest branches. The smallest branch of blood vessels enter the deep inside the body structure. It is very small, a microscopic structure. That is called capillaries. So capillary is a mixture blood carrying tubes. That is called capillaries. So capillary is a fine network of blood vessels. It is single layer structure. That is a blood vessels. Outermost layer, tunica externa. Tunica externa. Inside presence of which is endothelium. Endothelium presence. But inside this is lumen. Structure of lumens, it is carrying the blood. So it is a single layer. Inside presence of which is squamous epithelium, simple structure. The capillaries, it is protected by semi-lunar valves. Capillary pressure and blood flowing, everything regulated by which is presence of semi-lunar valve. I think we are now very well known. Semi-lunar valve, it is present between the heart chambers, which is right ventricle to pulmonary artery, left ventricle to aorta, between presence is semi-lunar valve. It is protected, which is capillary pressures, and the capillary structure also it is protect. That is the meaning. Second one, blood volume is high but blood flow is slow, which is the high amount of blood pass from the arteries to arterioles, arterioles to capillaries. Understand? So high amount of blood is may pass from the heart chamber to major blood vessels to capillaries. But blood flow is slow. Why? It is very small hollow structure. Inside only small quantity blood volume only allowed one part of blood vessels to another part of blood vessels. So blood volume is high and blood flow is slow. Understand? But from inside the capillaries, pressure is always high range. Another one, transport, which is the capillaries are, it is transport mixed blood. Which blood? O2 blood is collect from the arteries. CO2 blood is collect from the vein, except pulmonary veins. Understand? So O2 blood is collect from the arteries, except pulmonary arteries. CO2 blood is collect from pulmonary vein, except pulmonary veins. So inside the body tissue and organs inside, two types of blood is carried by which is capillaries. So capillary main function, it is transport mixed blood. Understand? So next one, from the blood capillaries, blood flow is depend on the conditions of bodies and organ system. Where they are entered, the human body physical fitness, it is depend which is blood flowing process inside the capillaries. Once again recall, blood vessels are three types: artery, arterioles and veins. And capillaries. Third one is vein blood vessel. Third one is the vein blood vessel. Another types of blood vessels. Vein blood vessel main function, CO2 blood, which means deoxygenated blood is collect from various parts of body organs to heart structure. It is collect the blood from the from the tissue and organs, pass to heart structure. Heart structure they are going to distribute. So functions of vein blood vessels, it is very small, thinner wall blood vessels. It is transport the CO2 blood. Second one, blood pressure always low from the vein blood vessels. It is also made up of three layers. Vein blood is also made up of three layers. One is the outermost layer, tunica externa, middlemost layer, tunica media, and innermost layer, tunica interna or intima. The inner wall is protected by endothelium. That is structure which is vein blood vessels. One more major blood vessel I want to explain you. Listen, coronary artery blood vessels. Coronary artery blood vessels. What is called coronary artery blood vessel? Coronary artery blood vessels, it's a branch of aorta. It is developed from the heart structure. That blood vessel main function, it is supply to O2 blood to the heart muscles. Artery supply the O2 blood to the body tissue and organ except heart, arteries. The coronary artery, that is a main and a major important blood vessel. That blood vessel O2 blood is collected from the heart chamber, again supplied to heart muscles. That is called coronary artery blood vessels. Understand? And nutrition also they will supply. Another one is there coronary vein. The coronary vein, it's a branch of inferior and superior vena cava. Right side part of heart chamber, right atrium, right ventricles. From the right atrium, two major blood vessels are developed, inferior and superior vena cava. That two major blood vessels, it is further divided. One of the part is vein, another part is coronary vein. The coronary vein developed from the right atriums, furtherly divided, enter into heart muscles. It is collecting the heart muscle. From the heart muscle, it is collecting CO2, contaminated materials and waste materials. Again, they are entered into the, which is right atrium. Another one is coronary artery. It is supply the O2 blood to the heart muscles. That's the remaining part topic we will discuss in next class.